Easy, everyone. Very, 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 very frustrating game, that. A lack of quality, fluidity. I'd say that for the second game, we got outmatched, really. I don't think we dominated in any particular phase of the game. Obviously, we had possession, but I felt their game plan was to give us possession, but the amount of flick-ons that Tony was winning every time. The midfield, I think it's the midfield at the moment that's suffering, if I'm being honest. I think we've been found out a bit. We're not found out in the sense of we've gone shit, but found out in the sense of teams are setting up against us in a particular way that we're not finding the way to play around it. And today there was far too many times where it was too slow and languid, so that meant that they could get back into their shape, and then we didn't have the players to want to run into the space with the ball, so obviously then draw players out of position. Kept playing that diagonal cross ball, which is not the one, and it just looked like we were sort of out of ideas, really looked like we were out of ideas. And yeah, man, it's a bit frustrating. I think Arteta's left himself a bit of a dilemma now, because by not starting Trossard today and then Trossard coming on and scoring, I think a few fans have been calling for it, that we know that Martinelli's he looks tired, he looks leggy. Him and Ben White both look very, very leggy. And now what's happened is he's put himself into a corner where you'd think Martinelli would be an automatic starter against City, wouldn't you? But can you start Martinelli after Trossard's come on and he looks a threat every time? Today would have been a perfect game for him to play, because you know that he's going to have that craft of getting the ball and wanting to run at players. Do you know what I mean? Martinelli just seems to have gone within himself at the moment. But, I thought Zinchenko infuriated me today, shooting and just not being his calm self. And I don't think he was involved in the game in the way that he was, which meant that Martinelli couldn't get involved in the way that he wanted. And it just felt like, at the moment, we're playing in a way that we know that we're in a title contention. And I think we're freezing. I really do. I think it's almost like every game we have to win. And obviously that's the attitude that we want, but really the attitude should be on performances first and doing the basics right, rather than worrying about the other side of it, because everything will come from that. But once we worry about that, we start rushing. Zinchenko taking shots on when he shouldn't be taking shots on. Partey losing the ball in the middle of it, do you know what I mean? And it's just that midfield for the past 2 weeks now has been overrun. It has. And it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I mean, it's a draw. You'd think when we're 1-0 up, we should be seeing that game out. But Ramsdale, I'm a massive Ramsdale fan, but how is he flapping there, man? And he did it. It's just, he doesn't need to get himself involved in the game, and if he does, he has to take command. It was amazing against Tottenham, and we do have a class keeper there. But since Tottenham, we've fallen off. Since United, we've fallen off. And that's now 1 goal in 3. And we've not won in 3. And that's when people now, the eyes are out. Obviously, the comments will be out, and we move to fucking Wednesday. I sort of think Wednesday's the game that we need, because if you're not up for that, then it's fucked. Job's fucked. And I thought today, being at home, it's the perfect sort of time to respond. Brentford aren't no mugs, we know they're not. But I don't know if we're just shattered. I don't know what it is. I just feel like we've just got no invention, no creativity, really. And that's what we had before. And if it's because teams are closing the pocket so we're not be able to get into the space, then we go out wide. But we take so long to get out wide that by the time it gets wide, players are doubled up. So I do feel for Martinelli in a way. But Trossard has to start on Wednesday for me now. And maybe Gabby can come on as an impact player, do you know what I mean? But, yeah, man. Centre-backs got dominated. I thought it was Saliba's worst game in a long time. He come good in the second half, but I thought first half got bodied. And do you know what? It's one of the first games in the season where I felt like We didn't play well in the first half, which has been a real milestone for us this season. So, you know, I think at the moment it's the pressure that's weighing the players down. I really do. Really do. And I just wanted to get back to playing. Like, fuck where we are in league. Obviously we want to push for it, but the more that we think of where we are, the more pressure it's adding. So fuck that. Let's fucking go and play. I know it's cliche every game and that, but at the moment it's not happening. And teams are coming to us because we're top, playing the way that they're playing. They're giving us that respect, so we've got to find an extra gear and an extra level of invention to get around them. City could be the blessing because obviously it's a top at table competition, you know what I mean? Not competition, but top at table battle. But you would like to think, won't sit in, and you think it would be an end-to-end, two teams going for it, going home. So it's the sort of game that can kick us on again and propel us, the ideal opponent for us to raise our levels again, and it's at home. So fingers crossed, man. I think today feels very downbeat, sort of feels a bit like a loss, but remember we've got a point, which means that we're 6 points clear at the top still. Obviously see if Emery can do us a favour as well against them lot, because they're not on form. This is what I mean, they're not on form. So let's just see if this is just a bit of a blip, but something needs to give, and I just think it's a freshening of personnel. I really do. It's just, do you do that against City? It's a big call, and that's what I'm saying. I think Arteta's put himself in a bit of a corner, been a bit stubborn today, but we move. We've still got Super Mick Arteta. We're still top of the league, and yeah, let's fucking throw everything at Wednesday now. Do you know what I'm saying? And prove that we're in this and that we can handle this. Until next time, man, enjoy your week. See you Wednesday. I'm at the game, man. So excited for it. Let's breathe in this, man. Come on. Let's not be fucking put off by this. We've put ourselves in the position. Let's capitalise on it now. Peace and light. Victoria Concordia Crescent, man. Bless.